Hey, my name is Danny Farber. You are watching the first and only Dash of Fire podcast recorded here in Knoxville, Tennessee at River Studios. Sitting with me here today, I have a couple actors from the show. We're going to start on my right and go along. Guys, introduce yourselves, what you do in the movie, and what your character's name is.
I'm Jackson Tiller. I play Troy Davenport.
My name is Grace Swanson, and I play Corinne.
My name is Rebecca Berg, and I play Elena Stewart.
And joining us today in the studio, we have Antonio playing Hector. Very nice.
Where do you want to sit?
Right in between. That works great.
Good.
So by the time that this podcast is going to be released out to the world, we will already have all seen the Dash of Fire Vertical series. And we know at the end of Dash of Fire, we have the Dash of Fire cooking competition where Corinne's Corner makes the successful dish, the cheeseburger on sesame seed bun. So in honor of that, we're going to eat cheeseburgers on this podcast. Is there a moment in a vertical scene that you guys have acted in that a food prop has destroyed a piece of outfit or your hair and makeup, or that you've thrown? Antonio's got one.
I have something that happened in this vertical, which is I very excited for this vertical. I don't know how to cook, and I use this vertical
You don't know how to cook?
I mean,
You said you don't know how to cook either,
Wow.
Rebecca.
So
Rebecca says she doesn't know how to cook either.
do you? I mean, you're judging me very
Just
hard
so
right
you
now.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
This is safe space.
Okay. Well, I took some cooking lessons. Might as well learn.
Which is cool. Real quick, Antonio did take cooking lessons to prep for this movie.
I did.
Which was a very cool guy move. Grace took negative cooking lessons to prep for this movie.
I was making a cheeseburger.
It was, and you
True.
and you made the hell out of that cheeseburger.
Yeah, it's a great cheeseburger. Y'all are eating it right now.
Continue with your story,
Well,
Antonio.
they didn't really help me much because, ironically, first take in the shoot where they have me actually doing some cooking, I was supposed to cut an onion. Very simple. First take, first 3 slices, I cut my thumb.
Blood everywhere.
Did you actually?
Okay, well, I cut an onion too with no cooking classes, and I had a fine time. So
There you go.
Totally valid.
She also threw a burger across the set.
tell us what you want to say, Jackson.
I love Grace. One of my favorite people in the world. She threw a burger at me. Not once, but twice.
Not this one.
I will say there was a slight argument between, not an argument, but a disagreement between the group on how you build a hamburger. Some people would put the burger down first and put the toppings on top. Some people would put the toppings on the bottom.
My issue wasn't. It was when action happened.
Where were we? Was this in the kitchen or at the
It
competition?
was a competition.
Okay.
Wait, on this shoot?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a different question. I'm curious. I kind of want to go around the horn. Where do you guys see the vertical industry heading in the future, and or where do you want it to go?
I think that it's going to slowly take over a lot of the daytime shows that we see. Not necessarily take over or replace, but I definitely see a lot of that happening.
It is gonna happen. It is gonna happen. I agree.
Years ago, there were movie stars and there were TV stars, right? There was big screen actors and small screen actors, and you would never see Nicole Kidman or Meryl Streep ever doing a television series, right? Just like not too many years ago. Now, television has really leveled up so much and become so great that each episode is almost like a mini movie.
It's prestige TV.
Now, both Nicole Kidman and Meryl Streep are doing small screen TV, and it's not like it's a downgrade for them at all. It's because it has leveled up so much that there's no longer this distinguish between big screen actors and small screen actors. And I'm not saying the same thing is going to happen, but I do think that at some point, like, it's already elevating, and I think it's going to keep elevating and gain more traction. Where the world is going, it's moving in a new direction, and we've seen it before. Like, that's going to keep happening, and I think that this is just the next step. And
Grace, Antonio, what do you guys think about it?
Yeah, I agree. I could even see it as an extension of existing shows on streaming platforms where you have certain characters have a subplot adventure that's just a vertical that you watch on the whatever streaming service.
Oh, that's
app.
interesting. So it's a traditional TV show, and then they have additional media, and it's a vertical series.
Wait,
with-
that's
Yeah.
a great idea.
That's really
Copyrighted
cool.
right now.
Yeah.
Done. Check.
The Office used to do that too with like web series with just like Oscar and Angela, and it wasn't about like it was a spin-off kind of idea that was just more extra digital content. So that's a really good idea, actually. That's solid.
I just did a branded vertical like a month ago. Essentially, it's this advertisement for a brand
Right.
that is done in a vertical format.
I produce a lot of those.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, Grace, this is that's kind of your bread and butter.
So I can see that happening a lot. And then brands just doing like product placement within verticals as well.
Yes, that is definitely happening and growing. I think a lot of verticals are now shooting both 9x16 and 16x9 for second window distribution, and a lot of the shows I produce go that way. And so I think I'm really excited to see a mix between new media and the traditional space. A lot of actually soap operas, like daytime soap operas, are already starting to work on developing their IP into like vertical series. So we're going to see a lot of that in the next like 8 to 9 months.
That's cool.
What do you think, Danny?
I've been saying a lot lately. I want to build out a market, like a safe market for teen and tweens to digest long form microdrama series without a lot of the sensuality, without a lot of the violence. I grew up on things like Boy Meets World or Drake and Josh and iCarly, and like I think we've kind of lost monoculture as a society, just as we're so fragmented in the internet. And kids are already watching their TV from their phones anyways. So if we can produce and distribute, safe, fun stories with a bit of a moral behind them, I think there's a huge market for children that would want to really like get hooked on this kind of fun new storytelling. I think there's a world where we could build a new Nickelodeon in this economy. There's a really wonderful world to build a new monoculture around, just create their zeitgeist and flesh out their culture a little bit more, so they don't have to rely just on Skibbity Toilet and 6-7 and things that don't really have a lot of substance. So I would personally love to like help spearhead that for the next generation, because I'd love to see them succeed and be happy.
I like that, because then my question is, okay, what are kids watching nowadays? If they're less and less watching TV, is it YouTube? Is that what they're watching
predominantly
on their
it's
phone?
YouTube and also short form. Like it's disjointed TikToks and stuff. So it's like this does teach people how to follow a story. It's a long form narrative feature just chopped up into 90-second episodes. But if you can hold somebody's attention for the entire story, why does it matter if it's broken up every 90 seconds? You're still sitting with a journey through the whole duration of a feature-length film. I don't think it's that harmful to the psyche, but I could be wrong. I don't know. That's my thought on it. Jackson and Grace, having done so many verticals together, what do you think makes your chemistry so palpable? Why do you think people keep tuning in?
I feel like both of us try to keep our characters in these crazy, intense scripts the most grounded as possible. And I feel like we're both like even though like there's like a million things happening between like slaps and like wine spills and whatever, we try to find like a groundedness in it, and we like I think in all of our projects try to do that. So when we work together, it's very easy, and we're also just like really good friends.
It's helpful. Yeah, I think I think me and Grace were very fortunate enough that our first project did so well, and I think that it's a lot of people, like when I talk to fans, it's a lot of their intro into vertical. For whatever reason, that show was the intro, and I think it's it's like she said, we've been able to realize that the groundedness can work, that you can bring not everything has to be so over the top, and I think we both push for that. I think we both are very very much advocates of anything that we don't morally agree within a script. Like it's a no, like, you know what I mean? Like Danny's caught me on a couple push-offs on some stuff too, just in general. Like if I don't feel like it's something that I would personally be okay with, then I don't know if it's something that I want to do. And I think we bring that to all of our sets. So
And both of us are very selective about the scripts we do because we will not do anything that is not okay. I mean, obviously they are soap operas inherently, but like there are some certain lines that some people are fine to cross, but we won't cross in any of our projects. So
yeah.
I have a follow-up question. Talking about the subject matter of verticals, this vertical is your story, and you had a script that then was adapted into the vertical format. What makes this script different from other verticals?
I will say that the script is different than the original story that I had, but I think what the script did well of is not bring those common tropes into an ugly place. There's hints and moments of things that are typical vertical. Like, you know what I mean? We only have like the one slap that happens. We have redemption arc, which also the redemption arc for the villain, you don't see a whole lot.
Nope.
Or I don't feel like you do. I don't know how you guys
Nope.
feel about it. And I
Would know.
think and I think there's 2 or 3 different styles of characters in here, because like at a moment, like you think that Antonio's character has evil about him, but he's really not, as much as he's just kind of an individual who has kind of lost his way in something that it seemed like he really loved. And Elena's character, we can say we're sorry, but a little more aggressive, but at least like there's learning things that happen.
There's still I always tend to try to find the human aspect in my villains, and I always try to make it somehow human, even though in verticals it's often very two-dimensional. And what attracted me about this script was I was like, oh, it's three-dimensional. That makes it a little bit easier.
I want to give a little shout out to Mark Cotter and Joe Billia, who are our writers. And like,
yes.
This is the stories by Jackson Tiller, but those guys really like fleshed this out.
They
We had a
built
lot
the
of
script,
notes
yeah.
and edits, and they deserve a little bit of the credit and the flowers that they had, because I love where this landed. I was really excited to get to direct this. I felt,
And it's also understanding the story, right? Like, and the genre, like the niche genre that verticals is. So even though we want to steer away from some of the tropes and stuff that we don't like so much, it's still like an ever evolving thing, and we hope we can. But you guys are talking about holding on to like the groundedness of it, and I think that works very, very. I've seen you, and I love watching you too as well, but it works well also when some of the other characters are then not as grounded. Mm-hmm. So it's like to keep the two heroes more grounded, and then the other characters can bring some of that other stuff that viewers also love. I think that gives a good, like that can be a good mix, right?
Totally.
So
I also think, I mean, we are in soap operas, so I think especially when it comes to the more like villain characters, like there does have to be a high contrast. And like, I mean, Rebecca, obviously you play so many like amazing.
I'm not acting. I'm just
Come on
she's
now.
actually
Come on now. She's great.
evil. No, she's like so sweet. But you've played so many villains, and I feel like the villains, it takes a lot of energy because you're at a 10 or a 12 the entire time.
I also want to give a shout out to the people that aren't in this room. I'm really jazzed on our supporting cast. I think that I would, adding.
Oh, yeah.
oh my gosh,
Manny,
Peter is so good.
Tessa.
Tessa,
Diana.
Diana, and Josh, and Ben Dawson was awesome as Julian.
Yeah.
Antonio as a supporting cast here as Hector. I mean, we searched Peter to Charles Dupont. Like
He's
we,
great.
We
I mean, they're all
like,
great, but
the producing support at River like really like went all out, because we wanted to make sure that we like this movie felt
And it
authentic
shows.
and fun and real.
I mean,
It shows.
I think in general a big shout out to not only cast, but like, I mean, the River Media. I think you guys put together an amazing team for a lot of people who've never worked on a vertical. Because I've had way worse experiences.
No, this has been
So
like
to be
such
a first
an amazing
to be a first
experience.
go on
Yeah.
this, like
Also,
shout out.
we're getting our shots. It looks cool. Like I'm pretty jazzed. Like it's sick.
And I also want to highlight a layer of of depth or a flavor that I really appreciate of this story, which is the fact that it's the first Latino character that I ever play in a vertical, and possibly the first that I've ever seen, at least in a vertical. And it's done in a way that also, well, the villain has his redemption arc, and it highlights their culture. He makes pozole at the end, as you guys know, and then I love his arc. And then it's credit to the amazing writing and the thoughtfulness of that idea and everything, the whole team.
Yeah, it was really, really important. I mean, we rewrote a lot of these characters. Like I know for Manny, he was written so different on the page, and then I saw Josh's audition, and I was like, that's the guy, that's Manny. And then for Diana too, it was like Tessa. I think we can get a lot more flavor here with how she's fleshed out, and it was just I'm really, really proud of the casting choices that we made on this one. It was really cool. Having seen every take of every setup, of every shot, of every scene, I know that oftentimes I tend to move through these days fast. And a lot of that is stop, start, give it to me again, lean left, lean right. And it is pretty dialed in terms of like, not a ton of room for like goofy, silly if we are kind of behind the eight ball from like a scheduling perspective. And I want to apologize sincerely if that ever was
Apology
stressful.
accepted.
We were doing the scene in the restaurant where I confront Troy and Corinne, and it's a lot of mean mugging, a lot of like looking at each other with disgust and anger, because the animosity. And then I look at Grace, and she's looking at me all angry, and then she does this thing with her eyes where they go like this as she makes a silly face, and I almost broke.
You're doing that off camera?
I do that a lot.
You do that a lot.
I do that with my scene
professional.
partners.
You do
especially
that
when it's not.
every time.
Like you could do it to me, but somebody you haven't worked with before, totally like throw under the bus.
Yeah.
I
Like,
also was like so tired and trying to.
although
I
I can't say anything. This morning when we were shooting the scene, where I'm walking through and I'm talking to all the tables. Anytime you've seen me go and talk to the tables, I talk shit about the food.
Wait, he talks shit about the food in every scene. I'm
Yeah,
like, how are
dude.
you guys doing? Like, do you like the cheeseburger? And then he's like two steps behind me, like, I'm so sorry, this is all shit. Like, it's awful.
Shit's terrible.
The
It's really, really
chicken's
bad.
overcooked today. Whoever the chef
Well,
was
because
sucks.
like they're never. I know they're never really going to use any
Well,
of
we
the
might.
dialogue.
I don't know.
mean,
I don't know how it's going yet.
I give you some good takes,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I give you like,
I'm
like, oh, this tastes like shit.
because I meant
Yeah,
to
good
give you
luck.
that note about 8 hours ago, and I'm now just remembering that note. So
funny.
sorry to the post team if that one didn't work
There's
out.
a mix of it, but
Yeah.
there's for sure
you guys are all fantastic.
very
Too.
unprofessional.
I felt a little goofy today because one of our producers, Angie, she had her family there, and
Oh my God.
invited them to
makeout
watch.
scene.
I invited them
Oh
to
my
watch
God.
Monitor without really thinking about it. So they go, and they're sitting behind the monitor, and then I was like, oh wait, hold on. The setup was it's Rebecca and Ben making out in the closet for like the opening scene of the movie, and I look behind there, and there's all these children, and I was like, got it. Next setup. You guys want to see something else? You guys want to see a part of the movie that's not two people
Ben
making
told
out?
me one of the kids turned away.
Yeah.
I heard them having a family conversation about it later outside.
Dude, really?
Guard for life.
Oh no.
You and I mean, since that's what you and Ben did throughout the show, you just kind of made out in random corners. The
Until tomorrow. Tomorrow.
the blue restaurant that was behind us. As soon as we started shooting your guys' scene, there was a family that sat down with
Oh yeah.
3 kids and 2 adults, and like they definitely looked like that wasn't their vibe. Like, and our first scene in front of them was when Lori actually was taking pictures of me, and I turned around and I was like, I'm really sorry, but I am gonna cuss and throw some birds here. And they're like, oh no, it's okay,
That's
it's
nice of
okay.
you.
Yeah, well, they were talking to us like, oh, what are you doing? So I explained to them. I was like, oh, it's probably not gonna be as exciting as you think it is. And then they sat there through the entire makeout scene and just kept talking to me about what was going on in the makeout scene. I was like, oh, that's my girlfriend.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's also a good story about the restaurant. Shout out to our wardrobe because
Oh yeah, shout out to wardrobe. Shout out to
Shout out Ann.
in case you didn't know, your customers were telling me thank you on the way out the door. They really enjoyed their food because they thought I worked there.
Shut up.
The idea, the shot was Jackson in full chef garb walks
Yeah, 'cause-
out of the Davenport, which was a tubal of honey, and they thought he was actually their chef, and they were like, "Oh, great meal! Thanks
Yeah,
so
they
much." man."
walked
So he
out-
walks out of
walked by
a
on the
real
way out, having a good
restaurant
day.
and looks
Oh, that's
at us.
hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's really funny. I really tried to throw enough like Knoxville in the movie.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of Knoxville. In the
I think
movie.
there's a lot of
it's really
Knoxville,
nice.
which is like I think that's really important
super
because
fun.
like this is the market that's hosting us, and these are the people that are financing it. And I think it's a great film town as well as the community out here. So we just want to give a little shine to the city that's making this for us. And then I think we should do one around the horn, like a 1-sentence log line. We can kind of cut it all together. A Dash of Fire is. So I'll start us just to see how it goes. A Dash of Fire is a slow burn romance story between two rival chefs competing for more than just attention, also each other's attention.
That's really
Thank
good.
you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck topping that.
They really. I think like your log line covered it. That was pretty
That
good.
was like,
I thought you were gonna get.
about this.
I thought we were
You've
gonna
been
do like a
practicing
couple.
this in your
I
bathroom
know.
mirror
Okay,
all week.
A Dash of Fire is.
A story about two culinary chefs. That's a stupid thing to say.
That was redundant.
And next one. And
Two chefs. It's about two chefs who
wrote the
cook.
story. Yeah.
It's also a story by Jackson Tiller.
Story by Jackson Tiller.
A Dash of Fire is about two rival chefs who actually went to culinary school years ago with each other, but only one remembers. And then one of the chefs, Troy, this is going to be longer than a log line.
Log line.
One of
A
the,
Dash of Fire is.
sorry.
Just give us a summary of.
One sentence. Yeah.
One of the
few
chefs,
episodes.
Troy, gets cheated on by his girlfriend, and then he quits, and then he comes over to my restaurant,
Oh God, plot
and
summary's not long.
then
Was
they end up
fired.
being enemies to lovers.
Antonio, give us your log line.
A Dash of Fire is an enemies to lovers chef story with cooking, with surprises, enemies, love and hate, and a dash of fire and spice.
Okay, I'm gonna say what you can expect.
Okay.
With Dash of Fire, you can expect some drama. You can expect rivalry, romance, and in Dash of Fire, the stove isn't the only thing that's burning. It's also their hearts.
A Dash of Fire is an enemies to lovers chef romance story starring Grace Swanson, Jackson Tiller, Rebecca Berg, Antonio Rosello, directed by Danny Farber, produced by River Media.
Ow, ow.
That's the podcast, baby.
Woo!